Everybody, welcome to Ask Me Anything. Happy Friday of this 4th of July weekend coming up. We've got some questions that some of you have already posted, so thanks so much. Let's just dive right in. Uh, First question is, what do you see in the future of the green building movement, especially with like other certification systems like green globes? Um, a little bit about my background as we get to know each other is, I've been a lead consultant for a number of years and we're lead educators. So Green Globes, honestly, a lot of the clients that my team work with, LEED, if your building can do LEED, you're still going to do that. LEED is the number one green building rating system in the world. So we really see a lot of growth for LEED. Now, Green Globes, University of South Carolina, for example, I think they've switched from LEED to Green Globes. Veterans Affairs, they're allowing in some of their RFPs not just LEED, but now Green Globes. So Green Globes, for those that don't know anything about it, it's about a 1,000-point system. There's no prerequisites. Does it cost a little less than LEED? Yes, it can. So we see a little bit of growth for Green Globes, just to be honest, but most of the projects that we've got access to as a collective group here, LEED is still going very strong. Well, we talk a lot about well, and of course, well is growing. There are 1,500 well APs. A lot of curiosity here around the well building standard. That definitely over the next 3 years, if you're just asking me as someone that's made a career out of green buildings, yes, I would totally make sure you understand how could my project do well. If I'm an architect, I would have some well specs just for when that client asks, what would it take? So make sure you're getting your well education. So Green Globes, a little bit of growth. LEED still won out. LEED version 4 is upon us. Well, that's the next hottest rating system. As much as we want, say, more living buildings out there, those programs are still very difficult. You're going to need, a really interesting project to be able to do like a living building status. Let's see. So the green building movement, it's fun to go to talks and panels and green build and, what's next. So definitely the shift from not just green buildings, eco-friendly buildings, new and existing construction, but to wellness, so health and wellness, but even topics like resiliency and, hey, if self-driving cars really are a thing, what are we going to do with all the parking lots? And it just that's a different way to look at, the green building movement. What are we going to do as buildings transition, as, again, if cars really take off on the self-driving car side, or resiliency, right? If a storm comes in and knocks down a building and we need new materials to build a brand new building, that's not very eco-friendly. So let's talk about resiliency. And actually, the GBCI, we've seen a lot of activity right over the last year and a half. They've been buying or partnering with other, rating systems, and they're even getting into the insurance world and the resiliency side and the zero waste side. So I think there's going to be more growth with not just getting your buildings certified, but also maybe more of your business and business processes getting a certification. So thanks for those questions. Let's talk a little bit about Energy Star. Someone's asking what will happen to Energy Star, which is an EPA and Department of Energy program under the current administration. So some may know that the EPA has some budget cuts that are planned. I believe those would hit around October with the next, United States fiscal budget being approved. And the Energy Star program, which is very unfortunate because this program has so much ROI, so much energy savings, not just on products, but also on buildings, is set to lose funding. In my opinion, and this is just an opinion, I really think that Energy Star is such a big part of commercial real estate that there's going to be a lot of people fighting for this program. They already are, to stay in place, to make sure it gets the funding it needs. And so hopefully it will make the cut when it comes to just how much money does it really take to run that program versus, what happens if it were to be defunded. So we'll talk two scenarios. One is let's keep fighting this summer. If any of you are fans of Energy Star, the program, and you work in the green building movement, especially existing buildings, so property managers, owners, asset managers, make sure you are talking to your local politicians, your representatives, so that they understand this affects your business and you're a fan of that program, and hopefully then they'll go to bat and make sure Energy Star is funded. That's what we hope happens. If for some reason Energy Star took a hit, there are talks where Energy Star could be taken over by other agencies. There's a chance the U.S. Green Building Council and its new ARC platform and its database might step in. There's a chance that some other benchmarking databases might step in. It might become privatized. So there's a question mark. I wouldn't be worrying right now. I would be hoping for the best, but we're all going to keep tabs on it. Energy Star does tie right into LEED for existing buildings and some other programs. So stay optimistic, but if you were going to lobby and talk to your politicians and this affects your business, I would have the Energy Star conversation. Do your part and make sure your representatives know. We usually don't get political here, but that one directly affects a lot of businesses. All of us have made careers out of the green building movement, right? Even though here at GBES, we're focused on helping you pass the exam and advance your career, we really also want to let you know, hey, this could affect your business. And so we're going to start having more of those business conversations here in our private Facebook group and on our other channels. So let's keep it positive about Energy Star, but those are some dates you'd need to know about. The last question so far is about what are my thoughts on LEED Performance Path as a substitute for LEED for existing buildings. Now, I know a lot of our audience, your architects, your interior designers, your contractors, but on the LEED for existing building side of things, it's actually pretty interesting. Now there's two paths. You can have an existing, say, office building in the middle of New York City, and you can get that building LEED for existing building certified on the certification path, or now you have ARC, software tool, that you can get your building certified on the performance path. Some would say, oh, doesn't that cut into your LEED consultants? Honestly, no. Our sister company, SIG, they do both. Just depends on the client's needs. LEED for existing buildings, you really improve the building. Green cleaning, green pest control, alternative transportation, save energy, save water, a lot of great policies there, green landscaping and more. And then once the building is, say, gold or platinum, it's a really high-level existing commercial building, maybe then a little bit less monthly or annual cost to keep up your LEED certification. Maybe at that time you go to ARC, you go to LEED Performance Path. The U.S. Green Building Council really is going to push for ARC to be a winner. They're putting lots of buildings in there that have been LEED certified, hoping they'll recertify under that path, and we'll see. But again, if I put on my consultant hat, not just educator hat, buildings have options. Do you want to go the normal LEED EB route, certification path, or the ARC LEED performance path route, where we don't measure quite as many sustainability metrics? So I think those are the questions that have been posted in the group. I don't know if we have any others, but we just wanted to come to you today on a Friday before a holiday weekend coming up. I know it's a little weird with 4th of July on a Tuesday, but hopefully everybody has an awesome weekend. Hopefully you're enjoying the group. We want your feedback, so please send us messages. What else do you want to see here? More Facebook Live, different topics, study tools, because again, a lot of the people that have been invited to this group and asked to join, you're working on really awesome projects. Others maybe just getting into this movement, so we want this dialogue to continue. So with that being said, we're running a 4th of July sale through the weekend, going Monday, Tuesday. I have a favor to ask. If you've used GBES material and you really are a fan, if you would, let any friends and colleagues know that need to pass a LEED Green Associate exam, maybe need to pass another LEED or WELL exam, or just need continuing education. Maybe your due date's not for 4 months. Go ahead. This weekend, we've got a 25% off sale for the 4th of July. So just send them over to gbes.com. We'd really appreciate that. We know you're a fan. We don't ask for that often, but just want to say we're running a sale, and send over some friends and colleagues if you want to give them a nudge. Hey, it's time for you to finally go pass that test. All right, hopefully you enjoyed some of our expert questions. We'll do this more often. Everybody have an awesome weekend. Thanks so much.